You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets.
What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send a beating at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Philly podcast after, 6 weeks off? We are brought to you by sixpackcoverage.com, La Terrain Watches, and as always, the Monkey's Uncle. Chris, how in the hell are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, even though it's only been about 5 hours.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to apologize for any live reactions. I got the Nova Michigan game on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, this is, I don't know how everyone feels about NCAA basketball. I love it. It's great to watch. I don't watch that much during the regular season. I try to catch a Nova game here and there. It's very rarely on, but, obviously local guy, so I'm going to root for Nova. But,
Absolutely.
We're not here to talk college basketball. We're here to talk about, I think, the one or two moves have been made in the NFL.
There's only been a couple. I mean, that's about it. I mean, it's been a very dead off season so far.
Yeah, I feel like nothing has really happened.
This is absolutely.
Dude, who's running the league? What's his name? Sam Hinkie? That dude is just trading for draft picks after draft pick. Like, teams are just like.
I mean, I want to know when the NFL became the NBA all of a sudden. Like, I have never seen, especially when it comes to quarterbacks, I've never seen so much movement in my life when it came to quarterbacks. And they're still not done. We still got Jimmy Garoppolo out there to go.
And Baker Mayfield.
I forgot Baker Mayfield, yes. After that, I'm not going there, but now I am going to go there from Deshaun Watson.
Well, they're like, you're getting $230 million guaranteed.
That's insane.
Well, he's like, I'm going to need it because I have, whether the guy's guilty or not, 22 different masseuses. What?
Yeah. And today he's just been cleared of criminal charges in another county, too. So he now has two different counties that cleared him of any criminal charges for lack, as they're saying, lack of evidence. Which I still find insanely crazy that they say lack of evidence when they have these messages from Instagram and text message. But, hey, whatever. It is what it is.
All right, so let's start with the first one. Russell Wilson. He was the first quarterback off the board.
Yep.
He was traded for a lot of draft picks. Drew Lock, Noah Fant.
Yeah, that one I was kind of surprised with because Noah Fant's actually become a pretty big leader in their locker room. But I mean, I guess when you're going after somebody like Russell Wilson, nobody's really safe.
Right. Eagles put in a bid. He said no. So that alone tells you where the Eagles are at with their quarterback situation. We have the talks coming up. We'll do our draft show of Kenny Pickett being drafted, but so he gets traded, and then Aaron Rodgers signs a ridiculous deal.
Yeah, that was another one.
Only for Devontae Adams to get traded days later to Las Vegas, which is just comical. Comical.
Well, what they're saying is too, Aaron Rodgers signed his deal knowing that Devontae Adams may not be coming back. And I just find that...
I didn't know that. I wouldn't have resigned.
Yeah, I find that incredible that he knew he may not be coming back, and it wasn't anything to do with him, which I still find that crazy how... last year it was, oh, no, I don't know where I'll go if Aaron Rodgers isn't my quarterback. And now this year, he turns down an extension from Green Bay after Aaron Rodgers signs his deal, he turns down an extension, so he would have gotten his money just to turn around and say, no, I'm not going to sign the franchise tender either. I'm not doing it. You better trade me. And the Raiders come knocking on the door, and next thing you know, my my quarterback in my both of my fantasy leagues is going, I am now elite.
Right, and little tip, little history knowledge. They were teammates in college. Not many people know that or remember that.
No, a lot of people don't remember because of how different their careers have been so
Yeah,
far, with who they've played with in the NFL. Like, I honestly didn't even remember that.
they were both second round picks too.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them, and I think that's awesome for Derek Carr because there was a lot of talk that he might be on the move this offseason. Well, he ain't going nowhere now. I mean, they just went and got his college buddy, so I can't see him going on the move.
No, it would be stupid if he did.
Yeah, no, I mean he's there. He's there. He's not going nowhere. Um, but the one I find interesting now is that whole Baker Mayfield, hey, I love Cleveland note, and no, I can't control what happens. I don't know. Like, I kind of think he had an inside track on the whole Deshaun Watson thing, even though it came out the night before that they were out of the running for Deshaun Watson, and then the next day, oh yeah, they're getting Deshaun Watson. Wait, what? And
Right.
now Baker Mayfield may have to go somewhere and be a backup.
If Marcus Mariota is a starter, Baker Mayfield deserves to be a starter. You can say what you want about Baker Mayfield. He has his issues. Marcus Mariota stinks. He stinks.
Yeah,
There isn't anybody. If Jameis Winston's a starter, and I'm a Jameis guy, like I would hoped the Eagles would have went and maybe put a little run in at Jameis Winston. But yeah, those are two quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield's better than Drew Lock.
Yes, I believe that 100%. I absolutely believe that. Yeah, man, that whole situation was just so weird. It was so weird. There was all those talks of who was in on him, and like I just couldn't see. Like at one point, there was talk of Deshaun Watson being linked to New Orleans, and I thought, how's that possible? They have like $5 million of cap space. How is this possible?
They can't fill up a gas tank with the way gas prices are.
Oh my God!
I don't
Yeah.
like. Holy Christ on a cracker! Like how is no New Orleans?
Well, but then again, think about it. Like with the way these GMs can manipulate the cap by restructuring guys and deferring money, to the back end of a deal instead of it, changing this to a signing bonus. Yeah, I mean, look, we see it all the time, almost every year, like clockwork with Howie Roseman. I mean, the guy is just a cap genius. And
Listen, the salary cap is just for the dead cap. There's no
that's it.
cap. There's no
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to have. I think next year they already had. Not next year. They're going to have. I think over the next 2 years, like a combined like $36 million in dead cap, and they just got out of the Carson Wentz stuff.
How they? Oh, I don't even want to know how they're going to be out of it because it's going to aggravate me.
It's just crazy. I was trying to look at it on overthecap.com, and I get confused looking at it. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this, and this is what.
I'm hoping I get it right.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a few guys on Twitter that I follow under under the CEV Sports, as you see there at CEV Sports. Um, I follow a few guys that handle talk about salary caps and contracts and stuff like that. And I found a really cool website, the 33rdteam.com, which I'm surprised I never heard of this before. It was co-founded by Eagles ex general manager Joe Banner, and they have some really cool stuff on there. And I like it. It's called the 33rd Team because it's all ex general managers and head coaches that contribute to this website.
Oh, nice.
And it's really, really cool. I've been checking it out. it's just interesting, and you get an inside scoop on what like the main people that matter think and how they react to stuff. Like it's always what I've wanted to find out about, and I can finally read up on it and check it out.
No,
But
nice.
if anybody wants to find out how GMs think, just check out the 33rdteam.com or check them out on Twitter at 33rdteam.
All right, so we had who do we have? We have Russell Wilson,
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Deshaun
Aaron
Watson.
Rodgers, Deshaun Watson.
Let's
I don't
see.
think
Out of well, those were the big names. Those were the big names that were on the move, and now you have guys like Baker Mayfield who's in limbo. And then I agree with you. Like I don't know where this love for Marcus Mariota came from. Like out of nowhere, he got this big push. The same with as Mitchell Trubisky going to Pittsburgh. I think that's. I mean,
no,
look, he's got a good arm on him, so he's going to give them a little bit more than what Ben was going to be able to, pushing the ball downfield. I mean, it's just because of his age, he's younger, he's stronger. Um, but that was interesting for them to pick him up. I was not expecting that at all. Although it's only a 2-year deal, so it's not like he's long term. So I definitely see them drafting a quarterback.
yeah, it's crazy, and I ain't all right. Good. Woo. Nova went up 9. They were getting real close. Michigan.
We must be on a delay because I have Nova 56-50.
You'll see in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's when I know you don't you I wouldn't mind. I told you before if the Eagles would have went in and put a claim in on Mitchell Trubisky, I wouldn't have minded.
Well, it's not.
No, you don't want Baker Mayfield, and I wouldn't mind Baker
Yeah,
Mayfield.
yeah. I don't want Baker Mayfield because that would. See, I'm looking at the controversy of everything, with how the fans are in this city with this friggin' love for Jalen Hurts. I mean, I've never seen a fan base go crazy over one read QB/wide running back with a noodle arm. I've never seen a fan base go this crazy. Well, no, I can say they've gone crazy over backup. I mean, look at Nick Foles.
But they're two different angles.
Two different angles, yes.
The Nick Foles love is because he stepped in and
He won the Super Bowl.
He had the 2 greatest games of his career, other than the Oakland 7 touchdown game.
Right.
The Jalen Hurts, I'm baffled. I'm baffled anymore, and they're not trolls. I've been able to limit what the trolls are, like who they are. And, I read a comment yesterday that said if the Eagles draft a quarterback or get another quarterback and get rid of Jalen, I'm going to become a Dallas Cowboys fan.
See ya.
What? And you've been a fan since the 60s?
Yeah.
And then proceeded to tell me that Jalen was not first string at Alabama. And that she's been and that person has been an Oklahoma fan her entire life because her dad grew up as a dentist and was Steve Van Buren's dentist. So that means she knows all this all this football knowledge, which I'm like, all right, dude, whatever. You like, listen, you can be a fan of the 60s. That's fine. But I'm like, you just said Jalen Hurts wasn't a starter in college.
Yeah,
No,
like
he
you're
lost
not
his
first
job.
string. Yeah,
He
you're
lost
not a
his
starter
job.
if you're not first string.
And then it was like, and then I said, Jalen, it was like, because it was, because obviously the previous quarterback came up in talks and it wasn't me. Carson Wentz took his ball and went home because he didn't want competition. I'm like, well, that's why he left Alabama. And they're like, no, he's not. He went to Alabama because he left Alabama because he lost his job.
What? Yeah, exactly. See, they don't realize what they're saying.
And it's not, and I really don't think that they're trolls. I just don't think they're intelligent. Like they love football, but they're just not. They're not. And I am no sports, whatever you want to say. I'm in my basement with a green string behind me. You can, if I move it over, you'll see my ugly jersey. So I'm not sitting there and saying I'm a friggin' expert.
I will. I will. I love to call myself an expert, even though I'm really not. But screw them all. I am. Oh,
Jalen
you froze
Hurts.
up. There you go. There you go. You got your back.
The Eagles clearly weren't impressed with Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback. They feel like they made a mistake and they're moving on. Now,
Well,
does that mean they make a trade on draft day and go after Baker Mayfield? Would I be against it? No. I think Baker Mayfield's a starting NFL quarterback. For what is out there, he's the best of the best. And no, anyone out there says Jimmy Garoppolo is better than him, shut up. Just shut your mouth right now. Shut up right now. And I wouldn't mind having Jimmy Garoppolo on the team as because we lost out in the Baker Mayfield or Kenny Pickett.
right.
But I don't know what else.
Well, I mean, let's see. I'm not big on Baker Mayfield. I'm not. But you're right. He's got his issues, but I mean, he's a gamer. I'll say that. The kid's a fighter. I mean, like, he did show me a lot of stuff, like playing through injury and everything, which I love to see that. I love to see a quarterback going out there and basically like trying to will his team to victory and everything. But I don't know. It says a lot to me that the Eagles, even though yes, they kicked the tires on Deshaun Watson, and trust me, nobody else besides Cleveland was going to guarantee that kind of money. So you're not going to see that from anybody else, and that I'm fine with that. But they kicked the tires. I really think that the only two quarterbacks that they were this year that they were going to move on from Jalen Hurts would have been Deshaun Watson, and obviously we know they put a trade offer in for Russell Wilson. So I think they were the only two that they were honestly going to make a move for, like, leading up to the draft. Now, I'm a big proponent that they're going to trade one of these 3 first-round picks because I think they're going after a quarterback in the 23 draft, either Young or Stroud. Those are the guys. Those are the 2 guys I think they're going to target. They're all right. They're good. I mean, they're legit quarterbacks that will be NFL ready by the time 2023 season rolls around. But then again, you never know what they're going to do. Like if they keep all 3 of these draft picks, then I see them taking a quarterback. Who I don't know. They're incredibly linked to Kenny Pickett. Like they did their due diligence on this kid. After his pro day, they took him out to dinner, which everybody knows who knows the Philadelphia Eagles. They're very big on character. And after the combine and pro days are done, those are your auditions right there, other than your game film from college. So now let's get to know them. I do find it telling that the Eagles were the only team that took him out to dinner.
Right. And yeah, so let's get back to some of the signings. So
yes.
Like O.J. Howard signed with the Buffalo Bills. That's
big.
That's a sneaky signing. Other than Von Miller,
yeah,
wow, that's a team that I look at that is doing right by their quarterback, unlike our franchise.
Now you want to talk about here's one that I think totally shocked everybody. I don't think they were shocked about him signing a free agent contract, but the amount of money he got, which was Christian Kirk. He's getting $20 million a year.
21.
Or 21. Christian Kirk.
And didn't they just get Tyreek Hill?
Who the hell was that? That's Miami. Yeah. Well, wait. Where did Kirk go?
I thought he went to Miami.
I don't remember where he went. I'm trying to.
Maybe he didn't go to Miami. Alexa, where did Christian Kirk sign?
Christian Kirk was signed by the Arizona Cardinals on May 24th, 2018.
What team is Christian Kirk on right now, Alexa? Sorry, we're not ready.
Alexa's crazy.
Yeah. But I thought it was Miami. Maybe it wasn't.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
Jacksonville. That's where it was.
Jacksonville. Yes. That's right. That's right. Because now what's his face has they're saying a legitimate target. But Jacksonville's been having a hell of an offseason. They're trying to do everything they can for what's his name,
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah, I just called him Joey Lawrence.
That's fine. Fine.
But yeah, like there's just been so much activity going on all over the place, and it seems like it's been like one thing after another.
What's
just
been your favorite signing?
my favorite signing. Honestly, I'm going home team because they finally addressed the linebacker position with Hassan Reddick.
Okay.
How long it's been that we haven't had a linebacker. And okay, yeah, he's an established guy. It's a 3-year contract. I still want to see them try and establish the linebacker early in the draft. Although, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna go Randy Gregory.
Well, that's been the most fun signing. That's been the most fun signing because of how the fans in Dallas have just turned on this guy. They're like piranha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And he responded.
Well, that's what I love the best.
And they're like, you owe it to Dallas. And I'm like, why does he owe it to Dallas? Like it's a business, right?
Yeah.
They changed the wording in a contract at the last minute. Denver didn't.
Yeah.
Weed's legal in Denver. Doesn't mean you're gonna smoke it, but you want to take back this guy's money for performing. Just say he gets in the 3rd year, something happens where he gets suspended, and you want to do this? No, get out of here. Like, you're not taking the man's money. Like, and they're like, you owe this, you owe that. They don't owe Jerry Jones shit. Jerry Jones cut Emmitt Smith. Jerry Jones cut Larry Allen. Jerry Jones didn't resign the MVP, the Super Bowl MVP, Larry Brown. This is a business. He made a business decision for him and his family. And people want to sit there and talk about how bad the Eagles fan base is. What happened on Twitter was toxic. And I'm glad that he went right back at them.
Yep, I agree. I absolutely agree. And didn't he call them toxic?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He called them toxic too. And I was like, this guy's like my new favorite player. Like why couldn't you have come to Philadelphia? Because you would totally fit in. You know? But yeah, like some of the stuff those people were saying to him, and that's the other thing. Amari Cooper was on the move. He left Dallas. Like they had to move on from him because they overpaid Zeke.
And then they signed Gallup to that ridiculous deal. But don't worry. We re-signed Greg Ward. I'm tired of seeing Greg Ward's name. I know.
Me too.
But again, it goes to show you. Like, you look at Greg Ward, you look at Zach Pascal, you look at Boston Scott. Like, you look at these guys that they're just using as stopgaps.
Uh-huh. Well, the Zach Pascal signing is pretty interesting to me because they've been very clear. The Eagles have been very clear that Quez Watkins is going to be their number 2. They want him to be the speed guy, to go over the top, to stretch the defense.
We don't have a speed quarterback who can throw over the defenses.
This is what they're valuing him at as wide receiver. They want that speed guy. They honestly, I think they look at him as like a Deshaun Jackson-esque. Just has the speed to just go. I mean, he's the fastest guy on the team. We all know what Devontae Smith is, and the kid's going to be a complete superstar. But the Zach Pascal signing, I mean, even though it's a 1-year guaranteed $1.5 million contract, he's going to be your third. He's going to be your slot.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too, because now this is forcing them to do something with Jalen Reagor. I don't want to see them cut him because it's going to be another.
They're not going to fucking cut him. He's going to be the punt returner.
Oh my God.
All right, so And obviously, the Eagles signed. They addressed the linebacker Hassan Reddick, local boy, went to Temple. Today they re-signed Derek Barnett. I just
2-year deal.
I don't.
And you know what? It can't be that big. It couldn't be that impressive of a signing because even his agent didn't tweet anything out about it. Like his agent, the guy that's going to get a commission off of it, did not tweet anything out about it, announcing his player re-signing with his team.
All right, so we do this show. We do it unscripted. We very rarely we come in and we just speak our thoughts. That's why I asked him what his favorite signing was, and I laughed about mine. I'm gonna ask you, who do you think might be the worst GM?
The worst GM?
Mm-hmm.
You asking me or you asking the
I'm asking
people
you.
Okay. Whew. Well, I mean, I don't care who the new guy is. I mean, just because he's on the Giants, he's got to suck. Because they're terrible. Um, the worst GM. Oh man, that's there's a few that you can.
Like
That's a
gets the fleece pulled over their eyes. Like,
dude. I don't know. That's.
all right, I'll give you
I
mine.
mean, Detroit.
No,
No,
I'm gonna
who's
go.
yours?
I'm gonna go with Ballard from Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah. How did I forget that? Jesus Christ.
You know
How'd I forget?
they're going on their since Andrew Luck retired, they're going on their pick
Isn't it
after pick of quarterbacks.
isn't it
It'll
like
be
the fifth quarterback?
fifth or sixth, whatever.
Yeah. They had the Jacoby Brissett season. Uh,
Rivers,
yeah, Philip Rivers. Now they're doing Matt Ryan after they went with Carson Wentz, which
Nova, Elite Eight.
there it is.
Yeah.
Very good.
Congratulations, Nova.
That dude, he's like he's gonna go down as one of the greatest college coaches ever.
Yeah, he really is.
He really is.
It's got to be Ballard because I don't care. Like, we'll get into the Carson Wentz trade to the Commanders, but like,
Get to the chopper. What?
oh, Jesus. Like, you legitimately had a top tier quarterback, and you did nothing to make him better.
Mm-mm.
Draft offensive lineman, first and second round.
That's it. That's it. I mean, 'cause there's no reason Andrew Luck should have been retired. Um, but and then I just saw that picture of him. He was somewhere. That dude, he's just like he's
Who, Luck?
frail. Yeah,
He's with him and RG3 were doing the Super Bowl.
yeah. Like he looks like some kind of like white Ethiopian that hasn't eaten in months.
So now,
Oh boy.
our favorite quarterback back in the NFC East. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can't wait to see what. I mean, I really want to go to that game when they come to town. I really want to be there. I just want to see what the fan base does. I just want to sit in the stands and laugh while they're like getting pissed off and digging for snowballs and batteries. I just want to see it. Like I really do.
And watch him drop 4 touchdowns and 400 yards.
If he comes into Philadelphia and outduels Jalen Hurts or whoever the quarterback is going to be, because let's just say I'm just going to say that because we haven't gotten past the draft yet. If he outduels, say, Jalen Hurts, oh my God, the Carson Wentz people will never let the Jalen Hurts fans forget it. They just won't. So it's ooh, who's she? Anyway, I'm like. I'm interested to see what happens. It's cool. Like he even played up to it. Like he's he can't wait to come back and he knows. He knows the guy was here what 4 or 5 years. He gets it. He knows. But man,
It's going to be that. Listen, this might be bigger than Dallas week.
it possibly could be. And I heard something today that I couldn't believe, and I had to look it up. But do you know that in Washington, the Washington Commanders will not be heard on radio. Every radio station refuses to do business with Daniel Snyder. So the only way to hear them is if you stream their games off of their website.
Or satellite.
I believe, yeah, I think he does have a deal with. I think they do have a deal with satellite radio
It's
or
not
through the
them.
NFL.
It would be Westwood One.
Yeah, but in Washington or Maryland, wherever the hell they're at, no radio station has picked them up to have their games live on the radio.
That's phenomenal.
I was like, all right, now you had, okay, who's the worst GM? Like, who's the worst franchise? Like, they are terrible.
Oh, listen, there's hands down. You know, hands down, the Commanders are the worst franchise in NFL. There's nothing there's nothing you can say to prove it. Like there's just nothing.
I mean, with all the controversy that they've had over these past couple of seasons, and Daniel Snyder, I mean, how hated is that guy if nobody wants to play your team on the radio? Like, it's the radio. You can't see them, for Christ's sake, and you still can't get airplane.
No.
Oh my God, they're so terrible. And then I love some of the Washington fans who roasted Wentz for 5 years when he wore Eagles green, and now they're like, oh man, he's going to be great. And like, shut the hell up, get out of here. It's like I'm a Carson Wentz guy, but just to make me happy, I just want to see him fail. I do. I just want to see him fail in Washington because I want to hear those guys like, yeah, whatever. But those are two games that we're going to hear about the whole Carson Wentz Philadelphia saga once again, which I was finally over it. Like, the last thing I wanted to hear was Carson Wentz helped us get a third first-round pick. That was the last thing I wanted to hear ever of him. And now, for at least 2 games, we have to hear more of him.
It's going to be the last game of the season. The playoffs going to be in line, and he's going to knock us out of the playoffs, right?
Dude, if that happens, I mean, I would have to laugh.
I wouldn't even be mad. I would just laugh at it because it's so Philadelphia.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yes. That would be how it ends for us. That would be. I mean, because it's, and once again, this division is crap again. And let's face it, the Eagles haven't made a big splash other than Hassan Reddick. They haven't made a splash in free agency.
And you know what? They're bringing back the same team.
Yep.
And they could very well be a 9-8, 10-7 team. Dallas doesn't. This division, like, I just want one season where our division isn't somewhere in like talks, because the minute Washington traded for Carson Wentz, it was the NFC East again.
Yeah.
The minute Randy Gregory was like stopped, it was the NFC East again. The minute the Eagles cut Fletcher Cox and then signed him the next day,
that was amazing.
It was the NFC East again. I just want a normal NFC East season. Like, somebody's good, somebody's okay, and the other two suck. I don't even know if the Giants have made any moves. They signed Tyrod Taylor to a 2-year deal. That's Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is a very underrated quarterback. He's going to take Daniel Jones' job.
He probably will. I mean, I'm not impressed with Daniel Jones. I'm really not. I'm really not at all. What's it called?
And then did you see how mad people got when I tweeted it out and I put it on Facebook? I said, excuse me, the reason the Eagles didn't go after Tyreek Hill is because he would outrun everyone in Jalen Hurts' throws. Oh, man. It just pissed so many people off. I was like, it's a joke. He's still my quarterback until he's not. Then I'm not going to root
funny,
for
though.
him.
You find just the right little. You do. You
like a little
that little jab. You're like a splinter. That you are. You're like a splinter.
I'll tell you what I am. And I got called it today, and I'm proud of it. I'm a social media goon. You come after my people, I'm coming after you.
I'm a social media goon.
I'm like the hockey player that you send out to fight. I'm the Donna Brashear without the blackface, which we will not do that. I am Donna Brashear or Frank Bialau is the animal. I go out. You come at my people. I'm coming at you. I came at people last night. I came at people today. And guess what? I won. Tweets were removed. And negativity was down. I got a 5-minute major from Twitter. But I got a 12-hour ban on Twitter. What? Like,
you got trumped for 5 minutes. That's funny.
12 hours.
12 hours. That's awesome, though.
Like,
That's so
what?
funny.
Yeah, so I got called a goon, and I'm okay with it.
Well, see, and you bring up a good point, though. I mean, well, actually, you bring up something that I heard earlier today on the radio in my passings through. The question was brought up, with like all these wide receivers that were on the move. Why didn't the Eagles, have they ever been on any of them? Which I know right now that they're one of the teams that are very interested in Devontae Parker from Miami. They're looking to move on from him. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and I think he's only making like $5 million base salary per year for the last 2 years. So I mean that's a team friendly contract for a couple seasons, which actually gives you a real legitimate number two. I mean, other than Quez Watkins, who he's not a legitimate number two. We don't know what the hell he is really still.
Right.
But the question was brought up: have the Eagles missed out on players like Juju Smith, because of who the quarterback is? Can he deliver the ball to these guys? Can they be productive with Jalen Hurts? And I thought that was a fair question because it's known throughout the league, and I know someone watching this or hearing this, whatever, is going to say, "Oh, here we go." But it's legit known throughout the league that he does not possess a strong arm, and he most likely can't push the ball downfield like you're used to seeing with other quarterbacks that have a legitimate NFL arm.
By David Barrett and Luther Vandross
So,
on Amazon
what do
Music.
you think?
No, I think you're 100% right. If there was anything that they thought, if they had the faith in, they would have went after one of these players. They would have made room, and that's it. Let's go back. Let's backtrack a little bit. Okay, so the Eagles didn't really make any splashes on the offensive side of the ball. They got the same offensive line, which is fine. But let's go to another team. Kirk Cousins signed another guaranteed deal. $35 million. What?
He must have
The best
Polaroids.
agent ever.
No, he's got to have Polaroids of guys' wives and girlfriends or daughters to be able to do this kind of stuff. Because I mean, I thought Sam Bradford was this guy trumps Bradford.
I didn't even know who he trumps. That's how good he is.
I mean,
Because he's not a very good. He's a stat guy. He doesn't win the big games. He's 0-9 in prime time.
Dude, I think other than his rookie deal, every single contract has been guaranteed.
Yeah. He's had two consecutive years of being franchise tagged. Then got $84 million. Then got another extension and just signed another extension. Holy Christ on a cracker!
And he can't get his team past the second round. Well, third round. But it's amazing. Oh, actually, no. He didn't.
No,
yeah,
he's only got one playoff win.
That's it. I was just going to say.
Overtime against the Saints, which I called the
That's
play,
right.
by the way.
But, yeah, literally every contract since his rookie year, well, after his rookie contract, has been guaranteed money. I'm flabbergasted by it. I don't understand how that could happen. There should be some kind of a rule against that for guys that are just stat whores.
I don't know, man. It's amazing.
I mean, kudos to him.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
I'm thoroughly impressed too. Maybe he's got Bobby Benet as his agent. I don't know. I'm just saying, That's the only thing I can figure. I mean, but it's impressive.
So a big move. It's not really a big move, but it's a move that I thought would never happen based on his. Johnny Hecker left the Rams.
Who?
The punter he's like 12 for 15 in his NFL career on fake punts when throwing the ball, and he's a really good punter. You never heard of Johnny Hecker? I'm being serious.
No, for real, and I'm being serious. If they kick the ball, I really don't know them unless their
You
last name is Goskowski or
you
Vinatieri.
you got to go on YouTube and look at his like plays. Like he is what Pat McAfee is, but he's a better punter and thrower. But we all know what Pat McAfee is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the free agents, like isn't the safety from the Saints still out there, Williams?
I think so. The safety, Matthew from Kansas City is still out there,
Yeah.
which that's a guy that I'm a huge fan of. I would love to see I would be so happy if the Eagles just filled up their holes on defense with free agents. I mean, I know it's not totally possible, but I would absolutely love it, and then just draft all offense. But
Yeah.
yeah, Matthew's out there. I think you're right about that guy. He's still out there. Um, Bobby Wagner, he's in talks with. He went out today and he was talking to the Rams.
Marcus Williams did sign with. I'm thinking of Lattimore. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. He signed with the Ravens.
Well, that's a pretty good signing for them.
Yeah.
That really is. That's a good signing for them. Um, yeah, man, there's just so much going on in the NFL. Like I can't remember half of it. And it's like, and everything happened in the course of like a week and a half. Like every single day, it was like Schefter and Rappaport were like battling back and forth who was going to drop their version of a Woj bomb. It was going crazy. Every single time I'm sitting there and all I hear is my phone go off in my pocket. I'm like, what the hell? Oh,
And
really?
then
This guy?
and then we beat this guy. He retired and then came back.
Oh, Jesus.
But,
And time runs out.
This is the end of the game.
And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the long drought is over. Finally.
I mean, are you surprised?
no.
I mean, like I just like I was like, okay, Brady retired, all right, and then he comes back. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh! Like, I mean, not that I care, but it was. But what I did find funny though, he retires, and people are like, okay, what's going to happen with Tampa Bay? What they got all these guys that are free agents, who's going to come back? He announces that he's coming back after like what, 40 days, 60 days, like, and you have Godwin signs a new contract. Leonard Fournette signs for 3 more years. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
They're gonna
I
sign
think,
they're gonna sign Odell Beckham.
and you know what? That would actually be kind of cool. That'd be good. I mean, because there's no, like, yeah. I mean, and that's the other one. Yeah, you're talking about like Beckham. He had the late injury. Oh, and he had a late injury, like Robert Woods, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Tennessee. So he's going to.
They signed Allen Robinson. So I didn't see this deal. Matt Stafford signed what is effectively a 3-year, $129 million extension.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
With a $60 million signing bonus. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about that. That Stafford re-signed. I totally forgot about that. He signed that extension. I mean, okay. Now I got one for you. If you want to go with, how I'm going to say it. All right. All right, for wide receiver, if we're looking at a number 2 wide receiver, all right. And we mentioned Devontae Parker is being talked about by the Eagles. They're interested. For 1 year, would you take a shot on Julio Jones? Because you're not expecting him to be the Julio Jones of 5, 6 years ago. He's Julio Jones, possession receiver, maybe once or twice this season you're going to get over 100 yards. But he would be a 60, 70 yard a game guy, a couple touchdowns here and there, just moving the sticks.
Would I take him?
I mean, I know I would. I would take. I mean, he's not. There's no pressure on him to be your number one.
Absolutely, I would take him. He comes in, he works with the young guys. He's only 33 years old. He's not as old as people see me as.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, he's
I heard.
been. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard people bring his name up, and they're like, I would stay away from him, and they're like, and I'm like, I don't know. That would actually be pretty good for the locker room because we have a very, very young wide receiver core. Like, I think that would be a great signing for at least a season to say, hey, let's see, and okay, and there's a guy, you bring someone in that help Jalen Hurts because
Exactly.
everybody says, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You'd be like, listen, Jalen, throw that ball to me. I'll make the catch.
Right. I mean, and that's the big thing. So all you keep hearing from everybody is, well, for Jalen Hurts to be successful, you have to have weapons around him. They haven't done anything for the guy,
No,
and I solely think that's because they're not, he's not their guy. He's not the QB that they want, so they're not going to go all in.
and let's not forget, Julio Jones went to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith's an Alabama guy.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is an Alabama guy. He was there for 3 years, even though he didn't start any of those years. But
I can't believe that chick was so stupid. Oh my gosh.
And I feel bad because she's like, "You're a t-"
You went away.
I apologize for your idiocracies.
You're attacking me. Yeah, well that post got taken down after I went at her this morning. And I said something. I was like, oh yes, and by the way, I am being rude. Oh, I told her she's a typical fangirl and she doesn't use it. She speaks with her heart, not her brain.
And you know what? Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that, but at least sound intelligent when you're doing it. I can't believe Matt Barkley's still in the league.
I know. See, he's the typical backup quarterback who's going to make a nice living holding a clipboard and being involved in film class or film study. Like that's what he is. Like he's going to wind up becoming a coach. He's probably going to have a good coaching career because he couldn't. He's probably going to turn into like Doug Peterson.
You mean like Chase Daniel?
Oh God, Chase Daniel. I don't know how that guy's in the league.
He got another 1 year, $2.25 million contract.
Yep, probably fully guaranteed too.
Of course, it's guaranteed. He's no dummy.
He called his buddy Kirk up and said, "Yo, how do I do this?"
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm tired.
Well, we've both been working our tails off. But
yeah, no, it's all guaranteed. He's a cap hit of $2 million, and he's a dead cap of 1.2.
Oh man.
So let's just go through. We'll end the show with a Kirk whatchamacallit contract. Thanks, Paul. So in last year he earned $2 million. He was on
Chase
the
Daniels?
Yeah, on the Lions for 3 years. Oh my God. He earned $13 million.
Jesus Christ.
On the Bears, 2 years, $10 million. 1 year with the Saints, $900,000.
They sound like the smartest group of them all so far.
3 years with the Eagles, $21 million.
Yep. Yeah, that's smarts.
3 years with the Chiefs, $10 million. Up. Here's where he got them. 4 years with the Saints in the beginning of his career, $3 million.
Dude, like the Eagles, 21 million from the Eagles. Do you believe that? Like what did they think? Did they really think that he could? I don't get it.
He was once his backup.
Yeah, oh my God, I remember that. But I mean, it's like 21 million. Like, good Lord, Howie, seriously, what the hell? Like that's bad spending right there. That I mean, oh,
So here's
21
the
million.
thing.
At the time,
So
wasn't he making more than Wentz at the time?
yeah. So the thing is, his guarantees were 12 million. So he ended up actually only making 19 million from the Eagles. But you got to remember, he got cut after 2017.
He did.
So why he made $19 million off the Eagles, he was on the Saints making $900,000. I'm here to ruin your night.
My God. See, I've always said to people that the best job to have on a football team is the backup quarterback because if you're in the right situation, you never play and it's just easy freaking money. And most teams will pay you at least $1 million for 1 year's worth of work. Like, I could take that. Like, if I was a backup quarterback for 5 years and I made $5 million, I'd be happy. Matter of fact, that's what I would say. Just here, I just want $1 million to come be in your locker room. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. So, thanks for joining us in our. We came back from our hiatus. So, let's.
Yes, it was good to finally start talking and venting and things like that. It's been a while.
So
It's
I'll
probably
check
why
my. Yeah, I'll check my schedule next week, and we'll see. Maybe Tuesday we can do a show.
Sounds good. Sounds completely good. Oh man, yeah, I've been venting so much about crap. I think that's why my fiance hasn't talked to me today. She called me for like 5 minutes and she's like, "You're crabby." I'm hanging up. I was like, "Okay." Haven't heard from her the rest of the day. I called her right before dinner. I felt like I was annoying her, so I got off the phone right away. I was like, "Okay, have a good night. Peace out, babe. Love you."
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. So we had a couple viewers. That's good.
That is good. It's always good. I mean, well, right now I know. I guess it's over. Whatever. We're just at 4 for whatever. I don't know what this goes out to for over StreamYard, but that's from. So I don't know, but well, Paul Mancini, thank you for checking in. 5 viewers now. Thank you. Hey, thanks for checking in.
Oh, and the last one we forgot. Matt Ryan went to the Colts.
Oh yeah, how'd we forget that one? Jesus, Matt Ryan went to the freaking Colts, and Nick Foles is still making $9 million as the third string quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Jesus Christ!
They haven't cut him. They have not cut him.
You want to know why?
Why?
He's coming back to the Eagles as a starter.